Hello, I'm jashykins, and welcome to another vlog review. This time of the Pretty Little Liars episode, Run, Ally, Run. One ship that I loved at the beginning of this series was Ezria, which is Ezra and Arya. I just loved them together. But now I really sort of loathe the ship just because there's been a shitload of times where they break up and it's like, will they or won't they get back together? They get together, and it's like, maybe you could pull that off once or twice, maybe even more times depending how long the series goes, but it's been done so often that it's like they're getting back together. And right now Ezria is in one of those, will they or won't they? It's like, of course they're getting together. It's, okay, this is going to sound, this is cruel, but at the end of the last season finale, it seemed like Ezra was going to die. And I know this being the show that probably wouldn't happen, but I was like, please, can he die, if only to make sure this ship doesn't continue? It just, like, it's like, they've worn this ship down. It's like they just went, but I will say there's one good thing about this ship in this episode and in previous episodes this season, is that not Ezra, Arya is guilty about killing Shauna, and Ezra is there to, comfort her, to reel her in, to, give her guidance, and I like that. So it's like I'm loving that aspect of the ship right now. But but it's in that will they or won't they stage. So I'm like hating that, but I'm like, this has promise and potential. Maybe they could be, just apart, but still really good friends like that, so they can still have that interaction. But I'm having a little hope for this ship, but I just feel it's going to be fucking dashed. One ship that I do like this season is Emily and Allison. Now, before Allison went away from Rosewood pretending to be dead, Emily had a thing for it, and Allison didn't seem to share it. And now they're in the weird stage where Emily doesn't really trust Allison, but she loves her and wants to keep Allison, close by. In this episode, there was a scene where, Allison nearly just got murdered. And Allison asked to sleep, in Emily's bed beside her, and she's like, I'll just sleep, we're not going to do anything. And Emily agreed with it, and then it shows her just, up, switching positions, just looking at Allison, like, I love this girl, but I can't, just because there's so much distrust between them. And I'm liking this confusion. I love that scene in this episode where Emily was, sitting next to Allison on the bed while she slept. It was, I like where this ship is going, and I hope it continues to go good places. Now, do I want Emily and Allison to end up together by the end? It really depends on Allison if she has changed. If she has changed, then yes, I would like to see her with Emily. But if she's just a cruel bitch, at the end that we find out, no, Emily can do so much better, and she deserves a lot better. And finally, for today, A is back. Throughout the majority of this season, except this episode, A hasn't really been around. Like, the girls thought, hey, we killed Shauna, who is, so A, and so we're fine. But they, like all the girls seem to have this thing about A still being in the back of their mind. Hannah's sort of worried about, Allison because, Allison was really a bitch before. So she's, like, changing her appearance. Arya's, all guilty over Shauna. So A finally returns, and the girl that was really scared the most was, of course, Allison. Because A was tormenting Allison before Allison pretended to be dead. So Allison was like, I have to leave town, and the girls like have their own reasons for wanting Allison to stay there. Emily has this, I don't know if I want to be with her or not, but I want to keep that option open. Hannah's like, I want to get her away because, she reminds me of bad times. So, yeah. I really would like to find out who A is before this season, and maybe at the season finale. That'd be really great, because I think I read a post, I have yet to, go and, double check it, that after this season there's going to be a 4-year time jump, which is sort of, bad if you don't know who A is, because it's like these girls have now 4 years and they still don't know. So I think we really need to find out who A is by the end of the season. And I would try to follow clues along, but okay, I'm going to preface this by saying I love this show. I like seeing it continue. It can be cheesy, but it's nice and fluffy, nice candy. So, but the writing can be a little piss poor, so there can be, we always intended it, even though this and this don't make sense. So I'm not really finding out on my own. I'll read articles of people guessing who A is, but I won't try to on my own, just because it's poor writing and a bad solver at mysteries already. So, long story short, the final thoughts of the Pretty Little Liars episode, Run, Allie, Run. It was a good episode, and I liked seeing the return of A. I loved that, as I mentioned, the Emily and Allison scene. So it's going along good. It's a regular good episode, not outstanding, but it's still enjoyable. And I have been Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. And if you go to my blog, you can see vlog reviews like this, Let's Plays, fan fictions, and a bunch of other stuff. And, on the sidebars, you can see where else I am on the web. If you want to check me on Twitter or Tumblr, you can. And if you go into the description down below, at least if you're on YouTube, if you're on my blog, it'll be on this, sidebar thingy, is donate your account. What this does is it will allow me to post via your Facebook and our Twitter accounts once a day, once a week, or once a month, depending on the option you choose. And I'll be using it to post my blog stuff. This will be really useful if you're watching this vlog and you're like, Jashykins really deserves a bigger audience. This is a way you can help. And until next video, goodbye.